Don't know anything about a player, typically a good speed up spot to start with is the dominant side, kind of hip to shoulder area. Okay, so now we know what the shots are. We know how to find what we're looking for. Now the next step is, where do we put them on our opponents? How do we know when to hit these shots based on what's going on with our opponent? So the first step is kind of just looking at each person you're playing and understanding that each person has a slightly different ready position, different grips, different spots they favor, you know. So when you're warming up, or maybe you've played them before, start to pay attention to how do they counter. Are they hitting almost all backhands? Do they struggle on the forehand wing? So this is stuff you want to pay attention to, and it might be different, but you definitely want to lock into, you know, where your opponents like to sit, what are their grips, and take in all that information. I will tell you that a good starting point for most people is that most people prefer to counter with the backhand, and the common spot that, if I don't know anything about a player, the common spot that I'm targeting is kind of right hip to right shoulder, okay? Because what you're gonna get is either this kind of chicken wing backhand if they like to hit backhands, or if they try to make that a forehand, it can be a difficult shot, okay? So if you don't know anything about a player, typically a good speed up spot to start with is the dominant side, kind of hip to shoulder area. If somebody's hitting a shot and then their feet are moving while I'm playing the next ball, that's a great time to put the ball on them because they're not really settled, so it's gonna be hard for them to hit a shot. When you're flicking, specifically when you're speeding up out of the air, a lot of times a good time to do it is pay attention to how close your opponent is to you, okay? The closer they are to you, the less reaction time we have. So if I'm reaching in and Alex is right on the line there and I flick this ball at him, there's probably less than 10 feet between him and I, and between this, how quickly that ball gets to him, and his reaction time to react to that ball is gonna be very, very small. Now if I try to speed up that same ball, there's more space between us, which means more reaction time for him, which means he would probably have time to read this ball and put a much better counter attack on it. So that's another thing you want to kind of pay attention to. How's their balance? How's their recovery? What's the spacing and distance between us?